Officer Day, would you open the courtroom for us, please?
The state of Michigan 36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge David S. Robinson Jr. presiding. Court is now in session. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Reiner.
Good morning.
Today, so Michigan history to on this date in 1934, George Richards, WJR radio, this is Ohio Spartans, to Detroit, big price, 8,000. 1953, the first Chevrolet Corvette rolls out there. This takes just a couple of years. This past COVID, state capital, Larson. Frog Symphony starts our music today, Symphony number 48.
Morning, Counsel.
Morning, Your Honor.
What file are you here on?
I have Beaumont Health versus Von J. Rambus. You were waiting for a consent judgment from us. And I know we emailed it to Von J. Rambus, but I don't believe she has returned it to us still.
Okay, let's give her some time then.
And she is making all of her payments, so.
Okay, we'll give her some time to show up.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning, Counsel. You've got Therapy Professionals versus City Detroit.
I sure do, sir.
I don't have your opponent as of yet, so I'll put you back in the waiting room.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Counsel,
Good morning.
morning. What brings you here today?
I have two pretrials. First one is ending in
Ballard and Dunbar, right?
Dunbar and Ballard. Yes, correct.
We've been waiting for you.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Your Honor.
Get started. Hello,
Hello,
what is your name?
Latanya Ballard.
We are on the record calling file 22-183-514. Credit acceptance versus Latanya Ballard. Date and time for pretrial, your appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Werber, P67124 on behalf of the plaintiff.
And what is your name, ma'am?
My name is Latanya Ballard.
Is it your intention, ma'am, to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes, sir.
You have an absolute constitutional right to do that. What you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that bind that lawyer will bind you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, where are we on this file, people?
Oh, I see in her answer, she does want to try and work something out. I'm happy to do so. I know after you'll probably put us in a breakout room and maybe we can come to an agreement.
All right, what I'm going to do now is give you a return date with me. A return date will be July 28th. Does that work for everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your written discovery is now open. Our next pretrial will be July 28th, 2022 at 10 a.m. All right, Ms. Ballard, I'm going to put you and Mr. Werber in a chat room, but I have one more case with him. So I'll put you back in the waiting room, then I'll put you in the chat room for him, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, hang on. Hello,
Yes,
what is your name?
Katrina Dunbar.
We are on the record calling file 22-187213, credit acceptance versus Katrina Dunbar. The date and time for pretrial, your appearances.
Good morning again. For the record, Your Honor, Jeff Werber, P67124 on behalf of the plaintiff.
And what is your name, ma'am? You are Katrina Dunbar.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's all
Yes,
right.
sir.
Is it your intention to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes,
You have an absolute constitutional right to do that. What you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that bind that lawyer will bind you. Do you understand that?
yes.
Where are we on this file, people?
We have not had the opportunity to discuss this yet. Is disputing the matter. So if you could just give us some dates and put us in a breakout room when we're done, we'll discuss it further and see if we can resolve it.
All right. Does July 28th work for everybody?
Yes, Your Honor.
That work for you, ma'am?
Yes,
July 28th at 10 o'clock will be our next pretrial. Your written discovery is now open. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what I'm going to do, Ms. Dunbar, is I'm going to put you back in the waiting room and put Mr. Werber into a chat room, then I'll put you in that chat room. You guys can talk. If you settle your case, then come back to me. If you don't, July 28th at 10 o'clock will be the next time we get together, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's get Ms. Which one did I just do? 213. Dunbar, so Ms. Ballard will be first. Ballard. Just put, no. Ms. Ballard,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put you and Mr. Werber into a chat room. If you're able to settle your case, come back to me. If not, your written discovery is open and we'll see you again July 28th at 10 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get you guys in the chat room.
Thank you.
See if I can get the magic box to work today. Mr. Hilton has finally joined us.
Good morning.
Glad you could make it, Mr. Hilton.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. I'm late. I was having technical difficulties, but I sorted it out.
Let's call your file. We're on the record with 21-160-470 Therapy Professionals versus City of Detroit. This case is back before us after having had a prior problem where the matter had been dismissed because we had failure to appear pretrial. Your respective appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joe Yachuma, P80627 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Philip Hiltner, P77913 for defendant.
All right. Have we done our 2.302A disclosures?
We have not, go ahead, Philip.
I just said defendant has, Your Honor.
Mr. Yatuma?
Your Honor, I'm looking at the file. It doesn't look like we have done them yet.
Well, these were supposed to have been done before the first pretrial, which you didn't appear at.
Yes, Your Honor, and that was the issue with the first pretrial. We did not receive any notice, and neither did Mr. Phillip and Mr. Hiltner rather. And that's why we entered a stipulated order, Your Honor, to reinstate this case.
Well, counsel, just so the record is clear, your claim that Mr. Hiltner did not receive notice is factually inaccurate. If you look at the notice of dismissal dated 10/12/21, let's see what it says together. Plaintiff's counsel fails to appear. The D counsel appears via Zoom. Given the fact that he appeared via Zoom, it is factually inaccurate to claim he had no notice.
Sorry, Your Honor, I thought we were on the same page. I apologize. I thought we both did not receive a notice. That's why we entered a stipulated order. The notice was sent to to a different address, as I indicated in the email to Mr. Hiltner. The notices for our office were sent to an office in Town Center in Southfield. And that was not the correct address for our office. And I sent him
The
a,
complaint, which was, I'm looking at now, had as a attorney, Yusuf Yatuma, 1000 Town Center, Southfield, Michigan. That's what the address was on the complaint council. Let's get it together. All right, what is the amount that you're claiming, sir?
the amount in controversy here, Your Honor, is $33,480.
Not 30, okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 14 days to file your 2.3028 disclosures, or I will dismiss this case with prejudice. We'll give you guys a return date, and we'll see where we are the next time we get together. Does July 28th work for both of you?
One moment.
July 28th works for me, Your Honor.
I have a conflict that day, Your Honor.
Okay. How about July 29th? Which would be Friday.
That works for me, Your Honor.
That works for me as well.
July 29th at 10 o'clock. Plaintiff to make the 2.3028 disclosures within 14 days of today. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
That'll be all, Your Honor. Just so we're clear, I'm looking at the complaint that was entered by the court. Our address is the correct address, 3800 and not 1000 Town Center.
Well, I'm looking at the physical piece of paper, sir.
Oh, that's weird because I'm
File in front of my face. I'm looking at the physical piece of paper,
sure.
title and date stamped, and that's the address for the plaintiff, sir.
Interesting. Okay, no problem. Hopefully it's been corrected now, and moving forward, we'll receive all the notices.
Yeah, but it's.
And- okay.
Mr. Hiltner, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, Your Honor, we, just as a heads up, there's several cases related to this claim in district court. We did file a motion to consolidate, but this case was then dismissed, so it was never addressed or heard. But we do intend to, I guess, refile that motion now that the case has been reopened.
Well, we'll look at it. Are any of those other cases still pending, or have you resolved any of those?
I believe we've resolved the one, but there are still probably 3 others. So four or five counting this one.
And let me guess, I'm the lucky guy who gets them.
I'm not sure off the top of my head who would.
Because I guess it would depend now on who's oldest. And we won't really know that at this point.
Right, and they're in front of different judges at this point still, so yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you guys loose. July 29th at 10 o'clock. Mr. Yatuma, those disclosures within 14 days. But this
No,
case is for prejudice.
They will be filed today, Your Honor. And Philip, if you want to send a stipulated order to consolidate, I don't mind.
Okay,
Instead of
great.
filing a motion.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
You too.
Okay. We are back on the record with file number 22-183514, credit acceptance versus Latanya Ballard. Your appearances?
Jeff Werber, P67124 on behalf of the plaintiff.
And
your name,
Latanya.
ma'am? ahead.
Latanya Ballard.
Okay, tell me what's going on. You
We
settled
did
okay?
meet and we had the opportunities to speak. We have agreed to enter into conditional dismissal. The defendant's going to pay $1,037 to settle this matter in full. She's going to pay $345.67 a month. First payment will be due July 20th, second payment August 20th, third payment September 20th. And as long as she makes the 3 payments, case will remain dismissed. If the defendant fails to pay as agreed, then the plaintiff can set aside the dismissal and enter judgment for the full balance of $5,181 plus court costs minus any payments made. I will prepare that conditional dismissal and mail it to the defendant. I did confirm her address. I also explained the option she has on how to go ahead and make those payments.
Ms. Ballard, did you hear all the things he said?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those terms?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree to those terms?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then the court will dismiss the matter without prejudice. Looking forward, Mr. Werber, to your paperwork. And you guys, thanks for coming in. And Mr. Werber, you got somebody else you need to talk to.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
So we will let Ms. Ballard go. Thank you, ma'am, for coming in.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Ballard.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Let's be safe. Mr. Werber, let's put you in this mid. Where'd she go? Oh, I think she just left. Ms. Dunbar just left. I'll put you back in the waiting room. Maybe she's not coming back. So you want to wait her out or you want me to?
If she's gone, then I guess we'll come back on the 28th. If I can't get a hold of her.
Okay, then I'll let you go then.
Thanks, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. Be safe.
You too.
Mr. Burke.
Yes, Your Honor, I didn't know if Miss Rambus came back and I switched from my phone to my computer. I got back to my desk.
All right, let's call your file. She has not appeared as of yet.
Thank you.
We are on the record calling 221800608 Beaumont Health versus Von J. Rambus. Date and time for pretrial. Your appearance, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is Hal Burke, P69068, attorney for Beaumont Health on this case.
All right, we were last together on this file on June 2nd, and at that time, parties indicated they'd reached a resolution, and the court was looking forward to a consent judgment. My understanding, Mr. Burke, is that consent judgment has not yet been submitted.
We emailed, that is correct, Your Honor. We emailed it to Miss Rambus on June 7th. She has been making each of her payments. However, the email did not bounce back, and we've been attempting to reach her to ask her to review it and sign it. I defer to you. I can try again if you'd like me to.
I think what might be best is just to keep the file moving and to get her attention. I'm going to enter her default for failing to appear. And perhaps you should send her the consent judgment by snail mail, so she gets a physical piece of paper and then has an understanding what to do with it.
I will do that. Thank you.
How about I have you guys calendar tentatively to return July 28th at 10 o'clock? Hopefully,
That sounds-
we won't have to do that.
That sounds perfect. I will do that.
Okay, because you know what I find looking at about usually a little slightly more than half of defendants are not responding to emails. They'll agree, then they agree to do everything on by email, then they don't respond to the emails. So it might be a practice you might want to consider going forward. If they say they're going to do it by email, also send it by snail mail. Maybe one will reinforce the other.
I agree with that. We will do exactly
Something you might
that.
want to consider. In any event, July 28th at 10 o'clock. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank
Be
you.
safe out there.
Have a great day.
You too, sir.
They knew about those earlier. So that Brandon and Patty are saying. RCJ comes from Old St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church in downtown Detroit, Greentown, inviting all to the monthly First Friday High Mass in the Trinity Forum. Experience the authentic Catholic traditional Latin Mass, including the church's rich musical tradition. Join this Friday, July 1st at 7 p.m. For more details, visit Old St. Mary's Detroit. Hi, I'm Dave Wagner. Our lives are full of the unexpected, but every once in a while, you have a sure thing to come your way, like listening to it. Some people not that you are CJ. We'll be here for you, and you're there for us with your memberships of it. If for $10, $20 a month goes straight to the Classical Jazz music. Call 866-909-9725. Don't let down WYCJ FM. Yes, the last day of fiscal year now, final hours, calls and clicks are coming in. Join the club of classical supporters here. Running smooth here. Starting at 5 a.m. Turn it over to our jazz sounds at 7 p.m. All the time. Public radio. Community resource that uplifts and entertains everyone. Tune in tonight. Something you can do to make this community a more rich place to live. Just for everyone to enjoy. So 866-909. So done. It's past few weeks. It's over 17 years. WSCJ's history, thousands and thousands of people. Commercial people. 866 Check out all the empty gifts, including little gift that we this last couple of years. Emergency Frank radio. It's good all the time. It mix and listening to FM weather radio, and then when you need those, there's a flashlight or phone charger. WRCJ emergency Frank radio. It's all time fun. 866-909. Lithium battery that you can charge when you plug into the wall. You'll charge for days of this way. Charge it out there. So put it in the window. Let the sun be the solar panel. Or if it ain't in practice, use that current. Crank up the power. You'll never need batteries. $15 a month. Hundreds of people. Apple sells for it. So, $15 a month. 866-909-9725. It's great radio. Support. 866-909. Martha Partridge, you just celebrated Okay. Rich with what's to be this was supported WCJA. Last day of our fiscal year, still time for you to make your call to support the great recordings, inspiring classical music that we bring you commercial free every day. Spring. 5 a.m. Every morning show with Dave Blackburn. Dave Blackburn back again every day with the drive through. 66 909 725. Fiscal year, which ends at midnight tonight. 866 909. Here's Suzanne Leisenbacher. She's the life consultant.
orders. Mr. Feckle, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I have your dismissal, so you're all set.
Oh, very good. Thank you. I wasn't sure because I didn't see it on the online docket, but
Well, what happened is I have the facts, and I assume sometime in my lifetime, the other part will catch up to the file.
all right. All right, very good. Have a good 4th of July holiday.
And thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
Let's be safe out there.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye. Mr. Rose,
Judge Robinson,
what brings you here today, sir?
we're here on the Kriegler versus Washington matter.
Okay, I have Commissioner Kriegler. Let's see if we can get started. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
We are on the record. This is 22-242-490, Commissioner Kriegler versus James and Pamela Washington. This file comes to us by way of a pretrial after being removed from the Small Claims Division of the 36th District Court. Could I have your respective appearances?
For the defendants, Your Honor, I am Arthur Rose, attorney, bar number P25610. I represent both James and Pamela Washington. I did receive last evening an appearance on behalf of Ms. Kriegler from Lakeshore Legal Services.
Okay, I have somebody here from there.
Okay,
I don't have that. Let's see, get that person in here then. Hello?
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. There's also a law student, Ibrahim Khalifa, that should be joining us. He, I believe, is still in the waiting room.
All right, Mr. Khalifa is here. Let's call the case and let's try it again. case 22-242-490, Kamisha Kriegler versus James and Pamela Washington. Your appearance, Mr. Rose, we've got your appearance. And Ms. Cooper, what's your bar number?
Your Honor, my bar number is P78424, and Mr. Khalif is going to be appearing for me.
I'm sorry. Is he an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Michigan?
No, Your Honor, he is a law student.
And he's
going
not
to be
appearing because you haven't filed appearance yet, counsel.
We did file an appearance, Your Honor.
Counsel?
No, you don't have it?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, I apologize.
That's why I let Ms. Kriegler in, because I had no appearance from you. I had no indication she had an attorney.
Okay, I apologize, Your Honor. We did file an electronic appearance. I will send that back over.
All right, where are we on this file, people?
Your Honor, we had a pretrial hearing before Mr. Khalifa actually and Ms. Cooper came in to this case. It was earlier this month, I think the 2nd.
June 2nd. That was when the matter first came over from small claims.
That is
At that
correct.
time, the court opened written discovery. What has been done since then?
Well, I have just spoken to Mr. Khalifa earlier this week about a possible resolution which we have not effectuated, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to effectuate. So we are going to have discovery and probably written discovery required.
Well, the court opened written discovery, and what I hear you saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that nobody did anything.
Well, you're
Yeah.
but mostly right. Nothing's been filed. Both parties, I think I have prepared discovery, but once I heard that there was going to be this Lakeshore Legal Services, I waited to see what they wanted to do.
Your Honor, we were just retained, and I do apologize. We're kind of late to the game on this one. We were just retained. We did file an appearance, and I apologize that it did not make it to you. If we could ask for a short adjournment to exchange discovery request, I would appreciate it.
Well, I have bar numbers for 2 lawyers now. I'll just go ahead and give you guys another date, and then we will see what happens after that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
July 28th work for both of you at 11 o'clock.
July 28th, probably another week. Is that better? The first week in August would be better, Your Honor, if possible.
August 4th.
August 4th is fine, Your Honor.
Ms. Cooper?
That works for me as well, Your Honor.
All right, August 4th.
I would say that the file, Lakeshore Legal Services is here because I got the information of their appearance on the file. So I don't know exactly why the court doesn't have it, but I told the court about Lakeshore Legal Services, so they did file it. I want to make that clear.
Thank you, Mr. Rose.
All right, your written discovery will remain open. Our next pretrial date will be August 4th at 11 o'clock. I will note the attorney for the defendants, Arthur Rose, attorney for plaintiffs, Wendy Cooper. Anything else we can accomplish today?
No, thank you, Your Honor, and I will submit the appearance to you again. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Okay, August 4th, 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Your
For
Honor.
coming in. Just be safe.
You too.
And happy 4th.
And the same to you.
Thank you.
Hello? What is your name? Oh, it's getting connected. What is your name, sir?
Wollerton Inman.
All right, I think I have the other side. Let's see if we can't get started on your case.
Okay.
We are on the record calling file number 22182-317, Willerton Inman versus Detroit Land Bank. Date and time for pretrial, your respective appearance.
Karen Lilly, P79362 on behalf of the Detroit Land Bank Authority.
And what is your name, sir?
Wollerton Inman.
All right. We were last together on June 2nd. At that time, the court ordered the plaintiff to file a first amended complaint. Have you received that complaint, Ms. Lilly?
Yes, Your Honor, the court ordered that the first amended complaint be filed by June 16th. We received it on June 24th.
All right. Then let's get started. Have you filed an answer to it?
We have not filed an answer to this yet, Your Honor. Looking at this complaint, we believe that this once again fails to meet the pleading standards that are held out in MCR 2.111. Specifically, there is no cause of action referenced here. It is simply a list of grievances or a recitation of facts. There's no demand for relief, no reference to the court's jurisdiction. Does not meet the pleading standards. And so if this case does continue to move forward, our next step will be to file a motion for summary disposition for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted.
All right, Mr. Wollerton, did you hear the
Yes.
things you said?
Yeah, she said it ain't no form of action.
Yeah. And so what she's saying is that the pleading that you filed within the four bounds of the pleading, the page of the pleading, does not provide for the reason that the court has jurisdiction, does not provide for a cause of action, and does not provide for a claim for whatever damages you're seeking.
Mhm.
So the first thing I would urge you,
Okay.
since you are a layperson and don't know the rules of pleading, you need to get a lawyer if you're going to continue with this.
Okay.
Because although she has not filed a motion, just glancing at your complaint, her description of the complaint seems to be accurate in terms of its deficiencies.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this matter one pretrial date to give you an opportunity to either get a lawyer to file a second amended complaint, or if you yourself want to amend your complaint to deal with the issues that have been raised. But at some point in time, you elect to represent yourself, and again, that's your constitutional right.
I'm trying to get a legal aid lawyer now, but they was all booked up during the from cases during the pandemic.
Well,
I'm on a waiting list.
Here's the problem. You filed the lawsuit, and we're going to move forward with the lawsuit that you filed. You have
Okay.
a right to represent yourself, and that's the choice that you made, and you can make that choice. There's nothing wrong with it. But because you represent yourself, you don't get your own set of rules. The same rules that apply to her apply to you. There's only one set of rules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn to give us a pretrial date one more time. That's going to be July 28th at 11 o'clock. At that point in time, if there are still deficiencies in your
amendment
and she files a motion, we'll set that motion for hearing and I'll make a decision.
Okay.
So July 28th at 11 o'clock will be our next pretrial date. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Let's be safe.
You as well.
All right. Thank
you. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, give me just a second clean up my last case and we can get started on your motion.
Thank you.
Your Honor, my understanding was my client was going to be here today. I don't know if she was in the waiting room or hadn't showed up yet.
As of right now, Mr. Carpenter, I don't have anybody in my waiting room.
Okay.
All right, let's call your case and let's get started. This is file number 21-240-852. Luella Bass versus Go-To Guy Property. Your respective appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Corey Carpenter, P67818 on behalf of Ms. Bass.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Elizabeth Ellison, P82098 for defendant Go-To Guy Property Management.
All right.
Your Honor, this is my motion. Do you have my supplemental brief in your file?
Let me see. Take my notes out here. I have your motion for summary disposition. And I do not yet. Oh, your supplemental brief has arrived. It came by fax.
I don't recall sending it by fax. Was that my last supplemental brief? Because we had to do one supplemental brief on the last motion, Your Honor.
I don't have the last one.
Okay.
Would it be better to wait again?
I sent it on June 9th to the court, and I was looking at the Register of Actions, and I don't see it. I didn't see it on the Register of Actions.
Your Honor, is the defendant's, or excuse me, the plaintiff's supplemental affidavit in the file, the Register of Actions does note that it was filed. I just don't know if it got into your file in chambers.
It's in my file, but it sounds like I'm still missing a pleading, unless I'm missing what you're telling me.
I don't disagree with Miss Ellison. The fact of the matter is, with all due respect, the clerk's office has cost us a lot of time in this case.
My lips are sealed.
Your Honor, would there be any way? Would there be any way for me to fax this to your office directly? Maybe do you have time later on your docket that we could come back after you have time to look at it? Or, I mean, I'm open until 3 o'clock today.
Well, let me see.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Corey, if I just jumped in and made that suggestion. Just know where.
I'm pretty open. If you want to do it later today, you want to do it next Thursday. I am out of town from the 8th through the next week. So, I mean, a 2 week.
Tomorrow at 11?
I have another virtual hearing tomorrow at 11 out of Wyandotte District Court, Your Honor. I just don't want to try to be on 2 Zoom calls at the same time. How, perhaps maybe 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, I've got a docket.
Or we could do early afternoon tomorrow.
Already.
Yeah.
How long do you think your Wyandotte matter's gonna go?
It's hard to say. It's a creditor's exam. So, I mean, if the defendant doesn't appear, they're going to wait at least a half an hour, I'm sure, before they issue any rulings.
All right. Okay, well then let's just get you a shorter date then. Just so you know, today on my information that was brought in, I got 4 feet of files today. Apparently what they've done is they've gotten some overtime done down on the clerk's office. And the expectation only, they're going to do it again today, do it again tomorrow. So the expectation is many of the backlog pleadings should marry up to the file.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know what that means, but does July 7 work for everybody?
It works for me, Your Honor.
I have a virtual hearing at 11:30. It's a bankruptcy court hearing. As long as we can get called close to 11, that works fine for me, Your Honor.
All right, so let's do that. Let's adjourn your hearing until July the 7th at 11 o'clock. Let me get my paperwork here. Now, what we're going to do next is something I am loath to do, but I want to make sure I have the information that I need to make a decision here in time to review everybody's pleadings. So what we're going to do now, I'll send out an order on this motion for July 7th at 11 o'clock. And we're all going to go into a chat room and I can provide that information Ms. Ellison asked for. I'm not interested in putting my information out on the internet.
Absolutely.
Don't blame you.
Let's get into a breakout room and we can do that for everybody. All right, let's go to room 1. That's going to conclude the docket for the morning.